All right. Okay, so let me just tell you about Cheryl, because Cheryl recently has had something very wonderful happen for our church and for herself, I think. She has for a long time served as our communication services coordinator, and she's now begun her study to become a Unity minister. And I think that would probably be reached in about 2026, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Anyway, she has been applied for and has graciously accepted the position to become the spiritual leader of Unity Auto. So as of now, Cheryl is our spiritual leader, and it's great. We haven't had a spiritual leader for a while, and it's just wonderful that we have got the one we have today, who is wonderful. Okay, so anyway, she's actually loving her Master of Divinity program that she is attending. How she does everything she does, I have no idea. She's also the owner of the Canadian School of Natural Therapies and Spiritual Development. She's a Sufi elder and teacher, and she is the author of 5 books. And there is one coming out this summer, and it's called The Way to Oneness. And this is spiritual teaching stories for reflection and awakening truth. So hopefully, perhaps even at our next or some of our next in-person services, we'll have copies of those of that book for everyone to see. And Cheryl's going to be talking to us about dragon people.
Dragon?
Dragon people. Where did that come from, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know.
I know a few of them too. Okay.
No, actually, this is diamond people, but that's okay. Do they actually exist? Would this be a state of being that you might aspire to in your life? Well, we're soon going to find out, because Cheryl will uncover the benefits, expansiveness, leadership, and honoring of the diamond people. All yours, Cheryl. Go to it.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. And if you could put me on speaker view, it's just easier. You're good. Okay, so you see me on the screen there? It's recording. Okay, awesome. So I am just going to open up my sermon for today, and I look forward to sharing this with you. I've learned a lot about sermons lately, and I have to tell you, it's a bit of a shock. It's a very different story than I thought I would experience. We've had a lot of sermons to give at Unity, and we have spent a lot of time being recorded and had people reflecting back to us. And that has been a little intimidating, but it's been exciting at the same time. So I have to just plug in my computer, because apparently it's about to drain its battery, and I'll be right back to give you the sermon. Something's up here. Not working. Oh, that's not good. All right. So it turns out my battery is not working properly for some reason, and I'm draining it. Just bear with me. Because I'm going to have to change plugs. It's up here. Oh, there it is. Ah, gotcha. I think there it is. Right, always be prepared. That's what I learned in brownies. Always be prepared. All right. So who is Lucy? And how did Lucy end up in the sky with diamonds? Right? I'm not talking Lucille Ball. I'm not talking Lucy from the Charles Schulz cartoons, but Lucy in the sky with diamonds. So when I came up with the topic, diamond people, which is a metaphor that I came up with, I started looking for ways to inspire us to understand what Lucy and diamonds were to people. And I came across a story about this little 4-year-old kid, and his name is Julian. And in nursery school, Julian painted a gorgeous little picture that he ran home to take to show to his family. And in this picture was this little girl, Lucy. And she was in the sky with the stars. And to him, the stars were like diamonds. So Lucy turns out to be Lucy O'Donnell. And to little Julian, Lucy was magnificent. She glowed, she shined, she was a true gem. She sparkled, she was true blue. And that's how she ended up in the sky. But he didn't know how to draw stars, so he drew diamonds. And lucky for us, he took that painting home and he showed it to his dad, John Lennon. And so we have Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, a wonderful song. And the thing about this story that fascinates me is that Julian and I have something in common. I too believe that people can be diamonds. And I believe that we see diamond people, that people that we love, people that support us and nourish us can be diamonds. And there can also be diamond leaders. Now, this is a diamond, but it's not real. It's fake. There's no flaw in here. I can handle flaws, but sometimes people aren't real. Sometimes we feel really uncomfortable and we're just trying to understand what's going on. So when do you know if you've met a diamond leader or not, or a diamond person? I don't know about you, but I've always had this sense of true blue people, people that are gems. You can just feel them. You know that's who they are. They're special. And one of the traits that I love the most about diamond people, as I've called them, is that they say what they mean and they do what they say. Does that mean anything to you? People who say what they mean and do what they say. That's my go-to statement. That's my number one statement for diamond people. So we're going to unpack this a little bit. Not only is the diamond person someone you can count on, but significantly, the someone you believe is a diamond person. And those people are actually devoted to being diamond and living it. Although they wouldn't necessarily call themselves diamond people, you can tell who they are by the special qualities that they exhibit, the qualities that matter to you. And I believe that a true gem of a person is like a diamond. So today I'm going to unpack a couple of things for us to understand. There are diamonds outside of ourselves that we can count on, and there are diamonds within ourselves that we need to bring forth. Very simple, external, internal. For instance, we meet people at Unity, right? And the common awareness about transformation is that those people we meet are going to show us who we are. So at Unity, imagine you're meeting and getting to know people and that they're mirroring you. And say you're at conference this week and you hear about people and you hear, oh, you've got to meet so-and-so, they're really great, they're really amazing. But you don't see them, you don't meet them, you don't ever end up meeting that person. Is that okay? Sure, because they might not be your diamond person, but they might be someone else's diamond person. We have to wait, we have to allow ourselves to unfold and meet our mirrors, our mirrored diamonds when the time is right. There was a time for myself when I was hanging out with these people and I thought, wow, they're really friendly, they're really fun, we're gonna get along really well. But it turned out quickly that I learned that they were not the people I thought they were. They were actually really angry. And so I said to myself, why am I drawing angry people to me? I'm not angry. I thought, really? So after digging a little deeper, I discovered that, yes, I was angry. That didn't make me comfortable. So I had to explore it because it wasn't obvious. I don't come across as angry, but something was drawing me to these angry people. So I chose to look inside and look deeply. And I finally uncovered something that someone had said to me when I was young. And I kept thinking it and believing it over and over and over, to the point where I had become someone who felt unworthy in many areas of my life. And it actually made me so angry that it changed me. It changed my reactions to life. And for a while, my light diminished. I felt like I was tanking, like I wasn't achieving and glowing anymore. It took me a long time to uncover that. And thanks to those angry people, I call them the non-diamonds, I found it. I found what I needed to understand deep inside. So I began to work on that self-hatred that had arisen early in my life. And voila, a little while longer, a short time after that, rather, I met the most wonderful person I've ever known, kind and gentle, abundantly supportive, a true diamond person, my spouse, Anne. I also believe that the great leaders in our world are like diamonds. Now, the great leaders, okay, there's a lot of leaders, doesn't mean they're all great, but I believe that there are diamond leaders. And as I've noted, not everybody is a true gem. But along the way, I was pointed in the direction of seeking the diamond people because I needed this true gems. I needed authentic, genuine people, right? They're real. You can feel the real people. They're clear, they're honorable. And that's why I use the metaphor of diamond, the true gem. And these are the people that will always strive to do the one thing that affirms their diamond status. Say what they mean and do what they say. To me, again, that is one of the most important things I seek in diamond people. So I found the term, the statement, say what you mean, do what you say, in an anthropology textbook in university. It was quoted by an indigenous elder. I believe he was Apache. And he said that as an elder, a leader of the people, it was his responsibility to at all time say what he meant and live it and do it. And I absolutely believe that. In fact, Unity has a required textbook for ministers, and it's called the Leadership Challenge. And there is a number one trait desired amongst leaders worldwide. They did international studies. So what is the number one trait amongst leaders worldwide? Do you have a sense? I'm going to take out my dog for a second and you can think about it. Go. Thought about it? Honesty. Does that make sense? Honesty is genuineness, clarity, transparency, authenticity. These are the diamonds that they say they are. And this is the number one leadership trait wanted, desired amongst all people in the world, regardless of culture. They want leaders they can count on. These are leaders who are honest and authentic. They don't have trouble committing to saying what they mean and doing what they say. Now, I don't know if you've heard of the American pastor / author speaker. His name is John Maxwell. And he said, excuse me, a leader is someone who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. I love it. It's very simple. They know the way, they go the way, and they show the way. Here again, you have someone who's saying that leaders know how to say what they mean and do what they say. They just do it and they live it. So it turns out in my research that Jesus was one of those individuals. In Matthew, he's recorded as saying, and this is very simple, and I love this statement. He said, simply let your yes be yes and your no, no. Let your yes mean yes and your no, no. Be clear, be honest. Say what you mean, do what you say. It's right there in the Bible. It's like, wow, when I found that, I was so excited. And when you live like that, what happens? What happens to you? What happens to the people around those leaders? This is simple. This is clear. Because good leaders, they know the impact of their words and their decisions. And there's leaders everywhere. There's leaders in your family. There's leaders in the neighborhood, at work, right now where you are, and our ministers. And you know when you see the signs of someone who's a diamond person, you can feel it. You know the true blue people. You can see the signs. You have a sense. And just remember, there are also those who are not diamond people, and they will not say what they mean and do what they say. So we don't want to be naive. We want to live in awareness. We want to listen to our inner wisdom. So I have this story. I went through a shocking experience when I was 11 years old. I was being mistreated by a couple of girls at school. They didn't beat me up, not this day, but they did harass me and say some horrible, horrible things. So I ran home at lunchtime and I sat on my bed and I sat there and I rocked back and forth and I couldn't talk. I was so in shock and destroyed at 11. And my mother came upstairs to get me ready to go to school, go back after lunch. And she said, Cheryl, come on, let's go. We got to get ready. You got to get ready to go back to school. And I would not look at her. I would not do anything. I just kept rocking back and forth on my bed and I did not say a word. Well, my mom was terrified. She grabbed my hand, took me to the car, and took me all the way downtown to the doctor immediately. Just dragged me right in. And I was sitting there in the waiting room because my mother went into the office with the doctor to have a chat. And this supposed leader came out to talk to me. And she heard me just sobbing. Suddenly I'm sobbing. She looks down at me and she says, shut up. Stop acting like a baby. I shut down so fast. And I did not say a word for longer. Now, was that a diamond leader? That didn't help at all. That didn't help me at all. And is this someone you'd want to follow as a leader? And here's the irony. I kind of did follow her because she guided me. Because since that, I've searched for diamond people. Since her and those two girls, I've searched elsewhere. I used to blame her, and now I'm grateful because she pushed me significantly, clearly in the opposite direction. And that is a good thing. You know, Unity is very clear on their diamond perspective. They don't really know it, but I found it. So if you want to look for the diamond, I'm calling it the diamond attitude at Unity that inspires people to be diamonds. I was on their website and I was doing a search for another essay that I was working on. And I came across the values section on the Unity Worldwide Ministry website. And there was the word integrity. Integrity. And it said, we act from a place of wholeness and are ethical in all our actions. We keep our word. Is that not a diamond perspective? Is that not saying what you mean and doing what you say? And this is why I believe Unity is home to so many people, right? It's why I'm here and I'm staying. Try to get me out. So instead of all sharing the light of the divine within them, hold on, a little lost here. Yeah. So before I came to Unity, actually just before, I started another master's program with another group, a religious group actually. And they were not sharing their diamond selves with me. In fact, they tried to diminish my diamond self. They tried to shut down my light. You know what I did? Out of there so fast. That was not a place for me. Okay, this was not a diamond rich group. So I left. Why would I put myself in that situation of staying where I do not belong? And since coming to Unity, and I mean this, my light has exploded and I am so happy. I haven't felt this opened since I was 19 years old. At Unity, for me, there's a spaciousness for my light to shine. And I honestly hope for each of you that you feel there's a spaciousness for you to shine. And if you don't, please let me know. I would like to speak with you about that. Because I know there's light here to be had. I don't know if any of you have heard of nonviolent communication. I'm assuming some of you have. But there's an author of one of the books. Marshall Rosenberg was the original writer of nonviolent communication, but a lot of people have written books that have come out of that series, that awareness, which is fabulous. If you ever have a chance to, if you want to learn how to talk to others and just be fearless, pick up nonviolent communication. It is actually compassionate communication. It's fabulous. And one of the mindful approaches to NVC, Oren Sofer wrote a book. And what he says is this, he says, what we say matters. It matters what you say. So make the words that you choose matter. Not only does it change the people around you and help them, it changes you. You become the best you when you spend time choosing words wisely and following through. It changes you to grow in the direction of greater consciousness. The words you choose reflect your inner consciousness. You'll feel better, and other people will feel better. They'll feel respected. And then it just comes coming back. It's a joyful circle. I mean, don't you want people around you to respect you and count on you in loving ways? And as a diamond person, if you can't show up, you simply keep your word anyways. You say, listen, this is a bad time, but here I'm going to help you. I'm going to guide you in another direction, or I'm going to get back to you in 2 weeks instead of the 1 week I committed. You're still that diamond person following through. You're still saying what you mean and doing what you say. Sometimes timing is off. I'm going to give you an example of one of my heroes, one of those diamond people. He was probably really the one that stood out the most at the time. So in high school, I had the treasure of having a mentor, and his name was Harry. And Harry was a teacher. He taught English. And he was the high school student government mentor. And I was in student government. He was not only was a great English teacher, and I loved, we had debates all the time. It was so much fun. And he just took me under his wing and he'd bring it out, Driskell. Come on, say what you mean. Just let it out. And he talked to me about just allowing myself and my views of the world to come forward. He was such a true gem, and I adored him. And he always followed through with his commitments. And then one day, he stopped me in the hallway and he said, come here. He pulled me over to the corner and he said, listen, I'm going away for a while. I'm not well. But I'm gonna see you again. And I got a little worried. He said, no, don't worry about it. I will see you again. We're going to take care of this. So the next time I heard about Harry, I was being pulled over by another teacher who said, Cheryl, Harry would like you to come visit, and I'm to take you. And I said, okay, great. So by now we all knew that he wasn't well and he wasn't going to come home. He wasn't come to our home of school, that he was getting sicker. But he kept his word to me. He said he would see me again, and he made arrangements, sick as a dog, with another teacher to get me down to the other end of town. Like I was on the mountain in Hamilton and he was in Stony Creek. So it's definitely down. And I sat there with him for an hour, expressing my appreciation for him and just seeing how much he still cared about me, because I was young and naive and I didn't know that he really did care, and he did. And he said to me, Cheryl, I wanted to be there at your graduation, because I graduated in grade 12 at that point, and I won an honor at the school that he wanted to give a speech about me, but he couldn't. And he said, I wanted to be there. And I'm so grateful you're here with me now. And that joy and that connection to this human who said what he meant and did what he said, he followed through. He changed my life forever, because as sick as he was so determined to maintain his commitment to me. And it saved me because I loved him. He was the first adult to truly hear me in the ways that this young leader needed to be heard. And I still thank him as often as I think about him. He passed that September, and the place was filled. You couldn't get a seat because he was one of those true diamond people. And a true gem like Harry is a diamond. Then there are those of us who feel like diamonds in the rough, right? We're the people who are working out our transformative experiences, the all-chemical experiences that us metaphysicians and mystics at Unity talk about, right? We're transformative people at Unity. And transformation is the polishing of that diamond. It's the metaphysical alchemy. It's like that way of assuring we become the best people that we can be. And this is Unity's fifth principle. I live. I strive to live the truth I know. And that means you're going to have to do the work, and that means you're going to have to put it forward, and that means you are going to act like the diamond as you are becoming that diamond. You might have heard this transformative process as chemicalization. Myrtle and Charles write about chemicalization. It's a big word. And at first I went, what does that word mean? But it was used way back to describe the uncomfortable part of transforming. I'm going through chemicalization. Don't bother me. I need a week off. I need to go sit by Walden's Pond. It's that time when it really hurts to transform, like that butterfly trying to come out of that chrysalis, right? It is us becoming our best self, our diamond self. Some people say that they are transforming to become more like the Buddha, more awakened, more like the Christ. And I say, for me, it's like becoming just my best self. And to start this, I do the job of saying what I mean and doing what I say. And I follow that. And that makes it easier for me to understand that this is how I respect the world. And this is how the world will respect me back, because it's going to mirror what I put out. You might have read the book by Paulo Coelho called The Alchemist. It's a really good book. And in here he says, there's only one way to learn. It's through action. Everything you need to know, you've learned through your journey. And this is how you begin your process of transformation, because you are a diamond in the rough in the beginning, and polishing your diamond is your journey. It is your transformation. It's a type of alchemy, turning that rough stone into a sparkly diamond. And we all need polishing. And we can certainly strive today just by starting to say what we mean and do what we say. There's this really wonderful quote. I don't know if you've heard of Lay Jewelers in the States, but they said this is I thought it was an impressive quote. They said, and when you become a diamond, you'll understand why life had to put pressure on you. I love that quote from a jewelry company. Take that in for a minute. When you become a diamond, you'll understand why life had to put pressure on you. You can truly see when you're in that place why things have happened to get you there, right? Have you considered, for instance, why you are here today? Why you are on the path you're on? You're a spiritual being, having amazing experiences, guiding you to your diamond place. We're always moving forward on our spiritual path. We are the likeness of that infinite nature within us. That is love. That is truth. To me, it's true blue. It's when we forget that we are that we feel like we're that diamond in the rough. But we can transform and learn to be the best we can be. And still we aspire and grow and become. So beneath uncut diamonds, there are shining qualities in each of us that we have yet discovered, that are yet undiscovered, rather. Do you feel that? Do you feel like you still have things that you need to uncover, to bring to the surface, that you haven't found it all yet, but you're excited about this self-discovery, this journey? I am. I'm totally into learning about me and discovering more and more. For instance, I didn't know at 50 that within 4 years I'd be raising chickens. And what's interesting about that is it's taught me how to be a better mom, right? Believe it or not, when you take these little creatures and you grow them up and you got to give them their food and their water all the time and the perfect, got to clean everything up, and you've got to give them their diatomaceous earth and their calcium. And you realize I'm growing from all of this. Who knows what I'll be at 60? You might end up calling me Sherpa. In the meantime, don't you think like a diamond is a piece of coal that never gave up, right? Diamond is a piece of coal that never gave up. And I don't know about you, but I have never given up. Near death, I have never given up. I'm one of those people that says, oh, I'm in the hospital and I might lose my leg. Not a chance. I'll see you tomorrow. I believe in the diamond self. I know transformation is no picnic, but it's worth it. Because we're all on the diamond path. We're always becoming. So in conclusion, I just want to say that I believe there's millions of diamonds in the world. People who say what they mean and do what they say. And the reason I know this is because I've met a lot of them. Because I've been seeking them out. And it's okay we have flaws. It's okay we are diamonds in the rough. We are always becoming. And your diamond self is an aspect of yourself that is teaching you to become a true gem. And we always need to up-level ourselves and live amongst true gems, genuine people, because they are your mirrors. Be mirrored by a diamond person, by a diamond becoming. And you are more and more able to be that diamond. Because I want genuine people around me, don't you? And I want to be a diamond person. But mostly I believe that I am always a diamond becoming. And when I make the mistakes that take me out of that diamond place, I'll look at them and I'll polish me up again so I can act like the diamond self that I know I can be. So ask yourself that. What about me? Am I a diamond in the rough, becoming my diamond person? Do I go in and out of that diamond place? Today, I'm going to ask you to do one thing. Choose something you might have put off. You said, I'll do this later, or you forgot about. And be clear with someone that matters. Be clear that they matter. And make the effort to follow through with something that you hadn't remembered or put aside. Say what you mean and do what you say to someone. And then they are going to feel that they matter. No matter how thick that wall between you and your unpolished self, you can make it happen. You can be that diamond. Maybe you'd like to repeat with me, just, I am a diamond becoming. I'm a diamond becoming. And I have a diamond within. And I will express my diamond self outside of me. So on this beautiful Sunday, go in peace and love and begin polishing your diamond self to sparkle and be a true gem to someone else. Much love and thank you. Here I go again, forgetting the meditation. Please join me in a short meditation. Just gently gaze downward or close your eyes. Take a long, slow, deep breath, just following it down through the nose to the bottoms of the lungs, filling them up with that beautiful air. And after each breath, take 2 moments to hold, and then gently and slowly release through the nose as well. And I'd like you to take a moment to imagine yourself seated in a place that represents to you peace. Could be where you are right now, could be at a cottage, on a boat, on a shoreline, at a beach, in your backyard. Just take a moment to imagine yourself seated comfortably and breathing long, slow, deep breaths. And whisper to yourself, I am a diamond becoming. In this moment, I am pure light, pure love. I am at peace with my body and my thoughts and the environment in which I'm seated. And I'm so grateful for this wonderful spaciousness that is created when I focus on my breathing in my safe space. This is my truth, my health, my happy place. And I am fully alive and abundant in this space. Taking another long, slow, deep breath. Knowing that the fullness of who I am in this moment is bright and is going to be carried with me throughout the day. I'm going to shine like a diamond, and other people are going to experience that light. In my wholeness, in my oneness with the divine, I glow. And my health enlivens, it brightens. And I feel the source of all that is in its goodness and magnificence will process through me today and allow me to share with others the joy of oneness and unity with all. With love, with gratefulness, and so it is.